Today's conversation is on the topic of business, and we're specifically going to focus on stock and AI. Not necessarily how one uses AI to trade stock or select stock or set limit orders and things like that, but rather how AI is affecting business and how you can figure out if these are businesses to invest in for the future or if these are businesses that you might want to take a short position against. In my portfolio, I have a number of different securities, many of which you're aware of because I used to trade real time for my members. If you're not a member at thesassin.com, THESASN.com, we highly recommend that you join the community, especially at a time like this. We've been banned from YouTube due to censorship over our my speaking up against what's happening in Gaza. But anyways, and click join when you get there. But one of the securities I bought some time ago is a company called Fiverr. And the reason that I bought it is because it really is in line with one of my chief philosophies around buying stock, which is that the business should have good leadership, be well run. It should have high profit margins. So of course we like software businesses. We like those businesses that are not heavy. They don't have a lot of equipment and all this stuff, things like Airbnb. So there's that piece, so decent leadership, high profit margin business. But the other piece that we really liked about Fiverr is that it's easy for Fiverr to connect markets around the world, connect labor markets, connect businesses that need labor. It just really was a globally relevant company. And I use it, and the product is good, and the customer service is all right. So I was like, okay, I'll buy some stock because the price tanked. And it's the basic: buy low, sell high. These things, if you can stick to them, you'll do all right. But here's what changed in 2025. The world changed in a way that it'll never revert back to. When AI became commonplace, we got into a situation whereby a lot of people were rendered useless, particularly everyday people, average people, lay people, people who are not high skill, people who are mid skill, people who are not creative, people who are not doing a lot of thinking, people who are doing repetitive tasks, people who rely on data sets. People who do something that other people can do. So that being the case, Fiverr, they're going to take some L's. Well, who's on Fiverr? Copywriters, script writers, logo creators, user interface, user experience engineers, artists. They're all done. They're all done. What AI can do in the software business from a user interface, user experience perspective is not only superior to what the average person does, it's much faster. So even if it wasn't superior, just the fact that it's so much faster and so much lower cost, those people are all done. They're fired. Copywriters fired because less likely that AI is going to make grammatical syntax errors, whereas you probably are. You're done. You're fired. And AI can pump that paper out really quickly. They can do scientific writing. They can do trade-related writing. You guys are all done. And so as a result, the workers on Fiverr, the contractors, they're not going to be there in as high numbers. And the business guys like me who need these services from independent contractors, we're just going to use the AI directly and more efficiently. And so invariably, we're going to see Fiverr start to tank unless they have a new business model. Now, have I heard of them creating a new business model straight away, which would certainly have to be AI infused? No, I've not heard of that because Fiverr was a thin layer of technology that basically connects the business guy, the person with the need, and then the service provider or the independent contractor or the artist. And so they're a thin layer of technology. And in as much as that's the case, they're gone. Oh, give me a second. I did want to put my banner up. And thank you for those supporting the work. If you're watching this on a replay, definitely make sure that you subscribe on Kick. This is where I'm going to do all of my live streams. Kick for now is not a home, it's a hotel, because we see that A, as I've always told you, we must be in person, and B, we have to build out our own technology infrastructure because Kick will probably do the same thing that YouTube did and kick us off. But anyways, let me acknowledge some of the folks supporting the work. If you guys have been enjoying this, share your comments, thoughts, questions below on entrepreneurship, money, wealth accumulation, motivation, and all the rest of it. And I'd be more than happy to answer it. And if you're watching this on the replay, make sure that you subscribe. This is our new hotel. May I acknowledge Constantine supporting the work via Venmo, and I appreciate you doing so, because within this thing of ours, we say show love to those who show love to you. I didn't even put up the banner, you still support it. So thank you very much. I do appreciate it. So anyways, I want to share with you guys that I sold all of my Fiverr, and I would never buy it again because I don't see any natural pivot point with their current business to the next business that will be profitable. They don't have enough technical sophistication to jump in the AI game in a competitive way. What they would have been smart to have done, and they should have already done it, is they should have already been providing AI-enabled services. So Fiverr should have went from saying, hey, if you need a UI, UX guy, if you need a copywriter, if you need this, we'll connect you. It really should have been, hey, use Fiverr, we provide AI, copywriting, UI, UX for this amount of money per month. And if you need someone more sophisticated to put the finishing touches, we can put you in contact with a professional. We have millions of them. But they've been a bit slow on that. And I know that to be to their detriment. So if you're a person who takes short positions, I wouldn't be surprised if right before one of their annual reports, if you find out when they're going to give their annual report, when they're going to share information on earnings and projections, I would take a short position against Fiverr. And I almost never take short positions because they can be very dangerous. I advise you guys to stay away from leverage in the paper asset game. But in this case, for sure, it would be, I think it's an easy win. And there's probably a couple companies that are going to be going out of business. And I was just reflecting yesterday, saying to myself, wow, the world is always changing. It's not a bad thing. It's just life. We don't have newspapers. We don't have Blockbuster. And I'm telling you, young boys, Blockbuster was a great thing because with Blockbuster, you get to walk around in a place where there's all these movie titles and these beautiful covers and there's women there. And it was a great place to meet women and to engage conversation and the tactile experience of picking up the film. And I believe back then, studios used to invest more in the films because, going to the movies was a thing. They didn't just pump them out so quickly. Now the movies are brainless. People binge watch things, so the content has to be created very quickly. Anyways, I say that to say Blockbuster gone, newspapers gone, so many businesses, pagers gone, two-ways gone, chirps gone, gigapets gone, all of these different trinkets, technologies, companies gone, and they mostly never return. So you have to be able to look and see what is next, what is in the future. And this is going to help you if you're an entrepreneur creating a business, a product or service. It is as well going to help you play the stock market more effectively. And when I'm playing the stock market, I'm looking at companies that have great product today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. Like, for example, Apple has good product today. It used to be great. Now it's good. They have good hardware. It's durable, but they're not innovating very much. So tomorrow, do they have great product? I don't know. Would I take a short position? Absolutely not. Their company has a lot of cash. So they'll be able to fight it out for quite some time. They have a product that you put around your face. I forget what it's called, but frankly, it's going to be a niche product for some time. It's not going to be competitive with similar products that are ancillary to it, like the Ray-Ban Meta, which they're coming out with the second one, which looks far more tech infused. I think it'll be interesting and it's reasonably stylish. That's a good product. That company I'm very long on. It's actually, I think it's on the French exchange. It's not on the American New York Stock Exchange. Meta is, but not Ray-Ban. So I'm very long on Meta because they're using their money and they're keeping R&D fresh and they're pushing out new product and they're being first to market. I'm long on Meta, even though I don't like their leadership, meaning on a personal level. But that's how you need to think about stock, because stock, you're taking stock in a company. You should think of it as yourself joining the company. And some companies are good for different things. Some things will never go away. I recently purchased company. I think it's Kelly Clarkson. Let me see. Let me pull up my trade receipts and tell you about some of my recent trades. So I recently sold thousands of dollars of Fiverr. That sale was executed on 9/26. Today that was settled. And then Kimberly Clark Corp. There we go. So Kimberly Clark Corp, I purchased quite a bit. And in fact, I would have purchased more. I have another buy order in at a lower price. And let me just take a look at my portfolio, if you will, just to see how it's performed since I bought it, to see if I bought it at the right price. And I really do pride myself on having excellent stock picks, picking only winners, and also buying them at the right price. So like shortly after I buy it, you can see that it's already gone up in value.